Hey, good morning, y'all. Happy Saturday to you. Checking in for another video. Now, listen, what I'm about to say is going to sound kind of crazy, but follow me as I go through this because this is something that we don't really think about in this way, but this is something that we hear all the time that occurs from person to person. And just so follow me. Get your pen, get your notebook out, get your pencil out, whatever you need to do to retain this information. Trust me, it's what I'm going to say is going to sound crazy, but it's going to make sense as I explain it. So when we come into contact with somebody that we are interested in pursuing, dating, making a relationship out of, what you want to do, however fast you decide you want to do it, depending on the person, depending on the rapport you all have established, depending on the level of communication, depending on the connection, all those things, depending on all those things. What you want to do is dump your trauma. I'm going to say this again. What you want to do is dump your trauma. Now, some of you may be looking at the video saying, dump your trauma? What you mean dump your trauma? Like, you want to dump your trauma. Not in the sense of you're dumping your trauma on this person, because that's not what you're doing. When we think about trauma dumping in our current society, we think of it in the sense of people dumping their trauma onto the next person, inadvertently or directly. And let's switch it. Let's turn it around. You want to dump your trauma in the middle of the floor. You want to dump your trauma onto the table with this person, and you want to discuss it. Because before you even meet this person, you have already done the work on yourself to heal from your trauma, to overcome your trauma to where it is not an emotional crutch or an emotional stain on you. You've already put in all the work to where whatever you experience doesn't affect you emotionally anymore. Because what we oftentimes do, especially in the Black community, is we suppress our trauma and we throw it into the closet, or we throw it underneath the couch, or we throw it somewhere out of our sight, but it still exists because we never did the work to eradicate it. Whatever we have experienced in our life is forever a part of us. We can't change that. That's a part of our story. But what you can do is you can suppress it to the point where it is emotional, where it emotionally doesn't affect you. Because when you finally meet somebody that you are interested in, that you have a connection with, they may say or do things that is triggering to you. That's human nature. But it's not on purpose. It's just they don't know what you've been through. And so the only way for them to know what you've been through is if you dump your trauma in the middle of the floor, you dump your trauma onto the table, you sit there with them, you stand there with them, they're going to dump their trauma in the middle with yours, and you all have a discussion about all of those things. Because by dumping your trauma in the middle of the floor, you are sharing information. You are sharing sensitive information. Now, use your discretion, because this information is sensitive. But by sharing that information with one another, you are helping each other understand one another. You're helping each other understand what you've been through, where you come from, why certain things may be a trigger for you. And in the long run, it's going to help you all better have better communication together. So save this video, share this video, pin whatever you need to do. You actually do want to trauma dump, but you don't want to trauma dump in a sense of you're dumping your trauma directly onto the next person. You're dumping your trauma into the middle, and you're sharing that information with somebody that you have a connection with, that you're interested in, that can better help you all have success together as you all look to build and progress and move down the road to bigger and better things in your relationship and hopefully marriage as well. So keep that in mind. Share this video. I hope that helps. But let's turn trauma dumping into something that we actually should do instead of running away from. So with that being said, I'll talk to y'all later. I'm gonna get some rest. I'm tired. Just got off work. But keep an eye out for the next video. Y'all be safe. I'll talk to y'all soon.